So if you really, really want to create massive levels of success, you need to train your mind through showing it by action that you can trust yourself. What goals or desires do you have that you're not really seeming to get any closer to? If you want to be a leader, then you need to learn to lead yourself first. Hello, I am seriously excited to chat to you today all about building deep self-trust. And by self-trust, I mean the deepest felt level where you're not second guessing yourself every day. You're not asking yourself, like, what if it doesn't work out? Because you just know. Like, yes, sometimes those thoughts can cross your mind, and everyone has those thoughts, right? So I want to normalize that, but it's really having that deep inner knowing that firstly, either the thoughts don't even cross your mind on what if it doesn't work out? What if no one buys this? What if I leap right into this and it doesn't happen the way that I want it to? And it's just like being so grounded in knowing that your level of success, your goals, your dreams are so inevitable for you. And while we often want to think, we want to believe, we tell ourselves, don't worry, it's happening. Don't worry, it's coming. Don't worry. Our subconscious is still like, don't quite believe it. So I really want to share actually, how do we build that? Because this goes really hand in hand with confidence. And when people think of confidence, they think, how can I speak on stages? How do I get comfortable with talking on my Instagram? How do I be louder? How do I be more vibrant? All of the things, right? When you think of confidence, it's the first thing we think of. But what confidence truly means is having that deepest level of self-trust. That is honestly all it means, because you do not have to be the loudest one in the room to be the most confident. So confidence to me really means being so secure within yourself that even when people tell you you are wrong, you are like, hell no, I'm not wrong. I am doing it this way. Even when you see everyone online doing something in the completely opposite way or saying the complete opposite thing, you don't even second guess yourself and you put your unique perspective out there without fear. I really want to talk to this because I recently shared this inside of one of my Limitless Mindset masterminds, where this was like a tiny tidbit of the entire lesson, and it was like a whole long course as well. Just from this one tidbit, the women in there, I received so many DMs literally 24 hours after this session, and one of the girls went away and landed her highest paying client ever, and they paid in full, like 10K. Insane levels of action. Another client went and took action on a project that she'd been wanting to and knowing she should launch for so long, literally with this one takeaway. So pay attention. I hope you are ready for this, because the more that you can bring this to the front of your mind, the more that you can master this, the more success you actually get to create. Because you're a smart business owner. You know how to post on social media. You know how to create movement. And while we can always tweak our strategy and get more strategic with it, I bet there are things right now that you wish you were doing or achieving or doing more of. But there is like this weird sensation where it's just like you can't get past it no matter how hard you try. Early on in my business journey, you may have heard me share this story before, but I started my very first business with zero experience, zero knowledge, zero money, like all of the things that logically it's like, how did you create that success? The one thing I did have was absolute unwavering self-belief. And I decided from day one, before I'd even started the business, that I was going to create a global fashion brand. There was not 1 ounce of my mind that said, what if you can't do it? What if it doesn't work out? What if you invest all this damn money and no one buys? Like, there was not even that question in my mind. And actually, the funny thing is, the older I get or the more experienced I get, I guess the more we're aware of what could go wrong. So there was an element of naivety there. But I wanted to actually unpack how I had that mindset. So because I had that mindset, I started making moves as if it was inevitable. I did a really, really professional photo shoot. I flew to Melbourne across the country and did that to position the brand in a certain way. I started showing up and marketing in a certain way that positioned me as a global brand. And that wasn't even a strategic, like I didn't think, how do I market myself as a global brand? I just did because if I'm a global brand, then I'm going to do things this way. Like it's not even a question of how or why or what, it's just is. And so here's what happened. I built up, so pre-launch was 6 months, launched online in like record-breaking time, by the way, for anyone in product-based businesses. And after 1 week in business, I received an email inviting me to be part of an Australian showcase at New York Fashion Week. It doesn't get more global than that. Like literally does not get more global than that. And at first I actually thought it was a scam. I was like, who the hell is emailing me? Like I'm 1 week into business. And the other brands, let me tell you, the other brands in this showcase were like top brands. Insane. To cut the story short, I went to New York Fashion Week. Like literally after 6 months in business, I was like on the plane, flying, walking the runway, you know how the designers do at the end and wave. There was legit celebrities watching me. And I was like, shouldn't this be the other way around? Like this is so wild. But it started with the deepest self-belief. I didn't even say when I got that invite, I didn't even say, well, who am I to be in this showcase when I've been in business 1 week? Like I have no credibility here to compared to like these top brands, right? I had no money. I was working full time. There were so many reasons why I could have said no and not even had that opportunity, but I made it happen because I knew where I was going. And I think this is the biggest missing piece for so many business owners when it comes to creating next level success, those fantasy land results. And to get to fantasy land, we have to have this element of pure delusion, and not delusion from a negative space, but delusion where you are so rock solid in your truth that everyone else can think you're crazy, but you just know. So how do we actually do that on a deeper level? It starts with congruency. And congruency means when you say you value something, when you say you want something, you do it. So the best example of this is when you say you value feeling good, feeling healthy, being your best, being full of energy, but then you tell yourself that it is so hard and expensive to eat healthy, you don't have time to go and exercise or even just move your body. That is a lack of congruency. Maybe you're someone who wants more free time and you're like, oh, I just cannot wait to have more free time like Jess, go to the beach, do the things. But then you're sitting there over analyzing and being a perfectionist about every single thing and spending so much time and energy on making that perfect that then you never have any time to move to go to the beach. Maybe you're saying, oh, I am so damn ready for that next level success, so ready for the fantasy land level goals, but you're procrastinating on all of your current goals. You're scrolling Instagram to like avoid having to do the thing. You're self-sabotaging. And that's totally okay because we're all human, right? But what are you doing about it? Are you digging deeper? Are you working with a mentor or coach that can help you? Are you noticing your triggers or your self-sabotage and changing that behavior? Or are you just sitting in it and wondering why you don't have the growth? Maybe you're someone who wants more money, more income, but you're sitting there refusing to increase your prices because no one will pay that, because your industry norm doesn't allow you to. Fuck the norms. Throw the norms out the window and do whatever the hell you want to do. If you say you want more, then do more. And disclaimer, I never talk about like, let's hustle, because that's not the more I mean, but like do more in alignment. So maybe some of those are resonated. Maybe it's brought up some of your own things in your business, in your life. We all know someone who says one thing and does another, right? Someone's probably come to mind. You're like, damn it, this person, like I see them doing that and it's so damn annoying. It is so easy to see that in other people, but it is actually quite difficult for us to see where we are being so incongruent. We turn the blind eye. We're like, oh, no. I want more money, but that's okay. I won't worry about that today. So maybe this has brought up some things. Maybe it's been like, oh shit, I am being a little bit incongruent in my business, in my life, in my money mindset, in my action taking. And it is going to hit so differently when we see it within ourselves. And this is consciously seeing it. But until we can consciously acknowledge it, we cannot move through it. We cannot start to build more trust. So here's what this has to do with building confidence and deep self-trust. You know how you notice it in other people? You're like, damn, that's annoying. I see you. Stop saying you're going to do it and then you don't do it. Your subconscious is that person. Your subconscious is like, girl, I see you. I see you and I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes every time. Oh, you said you didn't do it. Oh, you didn't do it. And what that's doing at a subconscious level is creating mistrust within yourself. You say you want to do something, you say you're going to do something, and you don't. So your brain's like, okay, you've said it again. You said you're going to have massive goals. You're going to take massive action this year. But are you really? What we actually need to start doing is acting in congruency so that our brain, our subconscious mind can start to say, oh, hell yes, we do exactly what we say we're going to do every single time. And while we can't do it every single time, like no one is perfect, it's going to build an element of trust, right? If there's way more times or more valuable times where you don't do what you say you want, you act in incongruency, then that's going to far outweigh the trust and knowing. So if you really want to create massive levels of success, you need to train your mind through showing it by action that you can trust yourself. Because when you don't, it's going to see you as someone who doesn't keep their word, who is flaky, who is not confident, who changes their mind every single time someone questions them. Are you confident until someone says, are you sure about that? And then you're like, oh, now I'm self-doubting. Because when you do that, again, it's creating an element of mistrust. When you are congruent, some amazing things happen. Your confidence goes through the roof. Your energy and desire to make a difference and take action increases dramatically because it already knows the outcome, right? You say you want more success, it already knows, so you're going to be more likely to actually take action on that. You're also going to feel so much more at peace with how you're moving through life with intention. And decisions, I can tell you, decisions are going to become a whole lot easier to make because you're no longer going to be self-doubting. You're going to be able to make faster, more big, impactful moves. And things just start to fall in place. So in saying all of that, what you can really start to do to start to shift this, sorry but not sorry, you're going to have to start being brutally honest with yourself and look at where you have actually been incongruent. Where are you saying you want to do something and you don't? What things are you currently frustrated at, but you're not doing much to change it? What goals or desires do you have that you're not really seeming to get any closer to? Maybe you say you want something, but you're giving up after 3 tries. So how badly do you really want it? And start to then, only when we know what the hell we're doing, then we can clean it up. But if we don't know where the spillage is, then how are we going to mop it up? So start to realign with who you want to be. If you want to be a leader, then you need to learn to lead yourself first. And this is the biggest piece. So I hope this helps. I would love to hear all the things, all of the action you're taking, the things you're cleaning up. Come and send me a DM over at jess.williamson8. But I wanted to drop in with this shorter episode today because I know how much shifted. Like I shared 2 examples with you, but every single lady inside of my program, when I shared this tiny little tip, by the way, a part of the whole program, they created massive results. And it started with the congruency and cleaning that up. So I hope you've loved this episode. If you have, please make sure you screenshot, share to your Instagram stories and tag me at jess.williamson8. And I will be back with more juice as always. And I will see you on the next one.